Hello, everyone. We're going to step away from stock charts today, and I have an exclusive interview. And this one is from behind federal prison walls. And I had the chance to speak to Joe Exotic, the Tiger King. And I know we all watched that Netflix series because it was on during COVID and we were all locked down. And it was a fascinating series and it was all kinds of crazy. Well, if you thought the series was crazy, wait till you hear what Joe Exotic has to say. And I spoke to him just moments after Trump was inaugurated. So let's see what's going on in Joe Exotic's life. How you doing? Trump's just got inaugurated, so we do have a new president. How you like that?
Yeah, well, we'll see. He left me here once. Let's see if he leaves me here again.
All right. Well, we'll touch on that for sure. I wanted to ask you a few questions here.
Okay.
Obviously, I wanted to hear what it's like for you on a daily basis. Like, what is Joe Exotic's life like in federal prison? What do you do every morning? You wake up and tell me what your day's like.
Dude, it's pretty much a routine, and it's nothing like you would expect. You get up, and hopefully you can go to recreation, out and walk the track and everything else. But they're so short of staff, it's not open half the time. And then you come in and you watch television, uh, sit around, watch people get high, and go to lunch, and then you come back from lunch and sit around and watch people get high. And I mean, that's the extent of it. This is like a junior college for crackheads.
Wow. Well, that's crazy. What do they feed you there? What kind of food do you eat? Is it?
I mean, it's pretty lame. A whole bunch of rice. There's rice on almost every meal, and a whole lot of ground chicken.
Hmm. Interesting. And what's one of the craziest things you ever saw in the prison? What's some crazy stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the craziest shit is just people overdosing
Oh,
and
wow.
and dying in here. Yeah, it's nuts.
It's that happens that often, huh?
It happens pretty often.
Wow. Well, that's crazy. Well, let's touch base on what you're trying to do, and that's obviously get out of that hellhole because it doesn't sound fun. What do you miss most about being in the general life? What would you say you definitely miss most?
A lot of people ask me if I miss my animals the most, and probably not. What I honest to God I miss the most is I used to cook every holiday for the homeless and open the zoo for free for the homeless, and then I used to grant last wishes and do a lot for dying little kids. And I think my community service work and being out and just helping people in the general public is probably what I miss the most.
I agree with you there because it is great to help people. It just gives you a beautiful feeling inside, and it makes you want to go for it and do other things. So that is I can understand that for sure. You pick up any new hobbies while you've been in there?
Nope.
You do any reading?
There's really nothing to do in here. There really isn't.
Oh well. Well, what would be the first
Yeah,
thing you would do if you got
that
released tomorrow?
that's why I say this does nothing to help uh, society at all.
Wow.
If anything, it makes it worse. The first thing I want to do, honestly, God, is I want to testify in front of Congress about what goes on in here.
Definitely interesting, and I believe it. You've been in there for a while, and I can only imagine the craziness you've been through. And so you don't get treated any better as a celebrity. Well, first off, when you got in there, the Tiger show wasn't even a huge thing on Netflix yet. When you were in prison, that became big while you were already in there. Is that correct?
Right, right. Well, that was all filmed because I was in here. I mean, the whole setup was to put me in prison, so that way they could make this movie, and then we have video evidence now of the producer
This call is from a federal prison.
paying the government's witnesses tens of thousands of dollars to keep the narrative going so they could make that movie. Okay, and the whole thing was, they made the movie, they made everybody that had exotic animals look crazy, and I was already in jail over it, and then they nicknamed the Big Cat Safety Act the Tiger King bill, passed it, signed it into law, and now the same producer is doing the same thing with Chimp Crazy, making monkey people look stupid so they can pass the law that they've got introduced called the Primate Safety Act, and it's all to keep you from owning exotic animals. That's what this is all about.
Oh, wow, that's pretty wild right there. So yeah, you were in prison and then you become super popular. So you didn't even get to enjoy like the celebrity life because COVID happens and then this show comes out on Netflix. You're already in prison and the entire world literally watches this show almost together while everyone's in their house stuck there. As we just found out, COVID was probably all nonsense because
Yeah,
Biden just pardoned Fauci and
yeah.
gave him
Why the hell would he need a pardon if he didn't do anything wrong?
Isn't that the truth right there? I mean, that's a hundred
You know,
percent on the money.
that
So
that just that just tells you that this system will never change.
yeah, you're not
Okay,
kidding.
the pardons aren't for people like me and the guy standing next to me here that's been here for 10 years on ghost dope charges. The system is for pardons for their circle and their little corrupt buddies. That's what it's about.
Yeah, it tends to happen that way. So now I got a question. So I watched this. Jerry Jones is his attorney now. Is that the Dallas Cowboys attorney, or is that Jerry Jones's personal attorney that ended up?
No, that's the Dallas Cowboys' attorney.
Okay, so Jerry Jones, he went ahead and let you use his attorney. I'm guessing he paid for it.
They're the ones that sent him over here. Yep, and
That's
it's all for free. Yeah,
So Jerry Jones is believing in you, and I watched the press conference. Anyone that didn't, absolutely watch it. I don't know how you're still sitting there, Joe. I
I
have
don't
no
either.
idea. After watching that, I'm not sure how you're still in prison.
I don't. I'll never understand it either. And I don't know if you watched the Matt Gates interview that I did last Friday.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, he even calls for a pardon because he knows that I don't belong here.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
called
what else
for it
it.
early.
I don't know what else it takes, man.
Yeah, no, it is crazy. So anyone that didn't see that interview with the press conference with the attorney, literally that represents the Dallas Cowboys. You're talking Jerry Jones. I mean, this guy is not a broke guy here. We're talking a very wealthy guy, very smart. He clearly believes in Joe Exotic. And honestly, I saw it and I've been following it. And I don't know why you're still sitting there. And I'll be honest with you, Joe Exotic. I do stocks and stuff like that. Do a show. I actually called the Trump assassination days before it happened, said he'd win by a landslide for months, and I don't think you have another month left in that hellhole. I think you're going to
Man,
be getting out. So I think
I
it's
hope
going to
you're
be
right.
looking good for you, Joe
I
Exotic.
hope you're right.
And
And
I
and
know I'll be fighting for you, and other people are definitely fighting for you.
and what's amazing too is Levi Catherine, the Cowboys' lawyer and Jerry Jones' lawyer. They came and Noah McCatherine, his son, is also an attorney in the same office. Came and saw me Friday about 11 o'clock in the morning and discussed, my case and the pardon and everything. And then they went one step further. George, my other half, is a Mexican national. He's in here for immigration problems, and they took his asylum case pro bono as well.
Oh wow! So you ended up you have a relationship while you're in the prison.
Yep.
Very nice, very nice. Well, that's nice to hear. And I also do you actually have cancer? Did you say
Yes.
that?
Yes.
What type of cancers do you have?
I started out with just prostate cancer, and then they took me to North Carolina to Butner, and I did a year of cancer treatment there, and came back, and then they found it in my left lung as well. And I'm not doing any more cancer treatment in prison. I'm not going to do it. Their medical staff suck. Their treatments suck. The way they take care of you suck. The food sucks. You can't get healthy, so I'm just going to pray to God I get out of here so I can find some real doctors.
Well, I'm praying for you too because that does not sound fun. You're only locked up in a hellhole. You also have two types of cancer going on, and obviously the medical system is not great in the jail. So, yeah, you're kind of getting screwed all over there, Joe. I hope the best for you. We're thinking about you, and like I said, I think you have less than a month left in there. You've been in there way too long already, and as I
Seven
said,
years.
whew, that's a long time. And like I say, if you listen to this press conference and this guy knows what he's talking about, this attorney, I mean, there's no reason why you're sitting there. They have
This
all the
call is from
evidence
a
that you were.
federal prison.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is I was 55 years old when I got arrested. Never even had a speeding ticket. All right, and I've been. They took my business. They took my house. Jeff Lowe took the doors off my house, let horses live in my house. I lost everything, everything, and my parents have since died since I've been in here. I have nothing left, nothing, and lost 7 years of my life. All I want to do is get out of here and try and get back on my feet and continue my community service work for kids and homeless people.
Yeah, Joe, I'm sorry to hear your situation. It sounds terrible. And again, you listen to that press conference, it sounds like all the evidence is there. They already have it that you were like basically set up to be in a
Well,
documentary and
well,
sell ratings is what it sounds like.
did you watch Tiger King 2, the season 2?
I believe I did, yeah.
Okay, where the hitman admitted to perjury and he
Yes,
took the camera
yes.
people and my lawyer to the zoo and showed them where he hid a murder weapon where they were going to kill me to begin with.
I mean, wouldn't that be
Why?
enough
Why?
right there?
Why has nobody else been charged and why am I still in prison?
It makes zero sense to me, Joe. I must say, and so yeah, we're thinking about you, and we hope you get well, and obviously cure that cancer too, because that's a crazy thing to have to deal with as you're in a federal prison and you're locked up for reasons that we're not even sure if they're even valid. So
Yeah, well, they're not valid, but here I am.
yeah, it's sad to hear, but I really appreciate your time, Joe, and
Well, I appreciate you giving me a platform and a voice, man. Tell all your listeners and everybody out there around the world that has supported me. I appreciate it. Me and George send our love and thank you. And keep putting hashtag Free Joe Exotic everywhere on Trump shit, and maybe I'll get out of here one day.
sounds great, Joe, and you hear it, everybody. So promote Joe Exotic and let's get him out of there. He doesn't deserve to be locked away, and let's help him out here. So you have a great day, Joe, and
All right,
great
buddy.
talking to you, and I
I
appreciate it. Take
appreciate you.
care.
Thank you.